A few years ago, tracking artificial intelligence felt like watching a highly controlled assembly line. A major lab would train a model, run safety checks, and release one flagship update a year. This timeline tracks major AI releases. Notice how this wide annual spacing suddenly collapses. Between March 10th and 16th, 12 distinct models dropped in a single 7-day window. 6 different labs coordinated launches across text, code, image, and audio. For the engineering teams actually building software, this pace creates immediate operational chaos. With pricing across these new models spanning a 40x range, you have to make multi-million-dollar architectural decisions on the fly, often with incomplete information. When top-tier technology updates weekly, raw algorithmic power becomes a commodity. Having the smartest model no longer guarantees a winning business. Inside OpenAI, leadership recognized this early. CEO Sam Altman declared a company-wide code red, demanding engineers drop side projects and enforce strict operational discipline. That discipline required immediate casualties. The company scrapped its highly anticipated video generation app, Sora, and walked away from a $1 billion partnership with Disney signed just 4 months prior. All of that capital and engineering talent was redirected into a single objective, turning ChatGPT from a clever novelty into a persistent, all-purpose digital agent, software that actively executes tasks across your digital life. The logic here mirrors Google's early strategy with search. If you embed an assistant deeply into a user's daily habits, competitors can't easily dislodge you, even if they release a faster model next week. When the underlying code is easily replicated, survival depends entirely on building an inescapable moat around human behavior. But consumer habits offer zero protection if the federal government simply makes it illegal for you to operate. In late February 2026, President Trump ordered all federal agencies to immediately stop working with Anthropic's AI technology. To enforce this, the administration utilized a severe regulatory mechanism. They classified the San Francisco-based company as a supply chain risk to military operations, a designation historically reserved for foreign adversaries. Anthropic immediately sued the Pentagon. The company argued their models posed no legitimate security threat, and that the ban was pure political retribution for imposing limitations on how the military could use their tools. The courts agreed. A federal judge in California halted the ban, stating the measures were designed to punish Anthropic for its hostile manner through the press. She ruled the government's action was a case of classic illegal First Amendment retaliation. Even with a swift legal victory, the financial gravity was severe. The initial social media directives and government mandates contributed to hundreds of millions of dollars in stalled, truncated, or canceled contracts. Building software alone is no longer enough. Modern AI companies now have to operate like geopolitical entities, wielding massive legal departments to secure and defend their place within the operational chain of command. While OpenAI fights for consumers and Anthropic fights the government, a third battle is happening entirely beneath the surface, down at the hardware level. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang pivoted the company's entire mission from its roots in gaming hardware to the construction of massive AI factories, purpose-built data centers. This diagram illustrates NVIDIA's true advantage, the CUDA install base. CUDA allows developers to talk directly to the chips. NVIDIA integrated this complex system, then deployed it across Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and thousands of enterprise networks. Huang drives this integration through a philosophy of radical conviction. He relies on a reasoning system to essentially manifest a future in his mind. Once he maps out how the industry will inevitably function, he builds the architecture for it, regardless of short-term profit hits. Because NVIDIA's architecture powers almost every single industry node, developers default to using their platforms. This total ecosystem integration grants them structural immunity. It doesn't matter which company wins the software wars, because they are all running on NVIDIA's engine. For years, the artificial intelligence industry looked like a scrappy experimental workbench. Today, that phase is definitively over. Long-term survival requires 3 massive pillars: seamless integration into consumer habits, legal firepower against federal restrictions, and total dominance over foundational hardware. The transition from speculative startup to industrial complex is complete. Now, the ruthless multi-front wars for permanent structural power have begun.